Hi friends, we'll be doing sulfur today, and sulfur, when we study sulfur, we see many authors describing our master, the discoverer of homeopathy, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, to be a sulfur personality. Maybe he had even taken it and it benefited him. So what is so unique about this remedy? The discoverer of homeopathy was sulfur. So we can understand that the IQ which these people must be having, the intelligence, the intellect part, it must be very refined. Okay. So they have a lot of curiosity, they delve into adventurism more, they delve into, the curiosities are so much that they can be curious and judgmental even in the field in what they are masters. Like he was a master in allopathy, he was from that background, from modern medicine, but he had that IQ, he had the curiosity to question his own science. Okay, and then without his curiosity it was not possible to discover this beautiful science of homeopathy. So you see those rubrics which cover it: strange, crank opinions and acts. So crankness is what, the person will go against his own system and question and want to know more about the other part of the system, the opposite part. So people would be like, are you mad, are you crazy? So that's how people got offended, and they started fighting against this practice of homeopathy. And that was a whole journey of Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. If we study, so much opposition he had to go through, and we as homeopaths, we have that opposition even now. So because of sulphur's curiosity, his eagerness to know things beyond, he can go against his system and want to delve in. So there is also philosophy ability for, so he has that inclination for reveries, philosophy ability for, to delve into those things, those unknown facets, and they do a lot of study about it. So if you see sulphur, males and as well as females, there is a rubric mechanical thinking ability for, they can. So those scientists, if you have seen the movie, or if you know people who are working as scientists, so those people would be, many of them will come under this remedy. Because what is mechanical thinking? Mechanical thinking is not just you are devoid of emotions. Mechanical thinking is keeping the emotion subdued. When you go into intricate matters and you have the ability to correlate things, the chain of events, and correlate them in a way that they can function well. Like how a cycle is there, so you are pedaling and the wheel is also going round. When you pedal, the wheel is going round and it is connected by a chain. So that is how their mind works. They can connect various aspects of working, like in a corporate office. You can see it at multiple places, that if one thing is functioning, the other thing also is made to function. How we have to connect it, how we have to make it go in a smooth pattern. So this is how they can think, and that is why it is also there in politics ability for, politics inclination, too occupied with politics. So politics is also that, it is how one party is there, the other party is there, how we have to connect them, how we have to make them function for the betterment of society. So although it is there in lot of ego, it is, self-centeredness is too much. Whatever they possess, whatever they know, whether it is intellect or whether the materialistic gains, they like to show it, they like to exhibit, and that's why it is there in delusion. Wealth he is, so I have got this, I have got that. So they have it and they like to show it, and at the same time they have that intelligence how to use these possessions. Having wealth but not knowing how to use it, it makes it a useless gain. But sulphur has that ability that he knows how to use his resources in the most productive ways, and that's why his wealth, it makes it a top notch thing, you know, the quality that he possesses, how to use those things. So that is why this politics too occupied with, it is productive for the society or for the party which he holds. Okay, so these people, the way they dress up, the way they present themselves, it is there in queer in dressing, those peculiar, you know, we would find out sulphurs like Rao sir would say, you know, those spick and span white kurta pajama, the person will be dressed in white kurta pajama with a tilak on his forehead or whatever those symbols. So he will have that respect for his community to which he belongs, he will show it, and with that queer dressing style you will find out that this person is part of this particular organization. So they are those very peculiar features you can recognize sulphur with. There was an not very old man but a retired person, he was also from a political party, although he is retired, but till date he will wear that spick and span white shirt, cleanly ironed, and although he is retired, but even if he goes for a morning walk, he will go in that shirt and pant, you know. So once he came for his treatment for recurrent fever and cough cold, his immunity was going down. We will come to this thinning phase later on, but this is how he will, although his health is deteriorating, but his wealth will be seen through and through up to a point. Okay. So how we can identify wealth, you know, big watches, multiple mobile phones, a big car, and he will even talk about it. There is no problem in displaying his wealth. Okay, he will talk about it, and then also thinking about his talking about his thinking abilities, art ability for plastic arts. So as we already know now that they are discoverers, they are adventurers. So plastic art is what, you know, plastic art, out of nothing you make something. Okay, those creative modules which people make, it could be from just a flower vase to a big industry, or you know, those chimneys, anything it could be. So something which people just let go of, they will collect, they will mold those things and make it a very useful soul. So that is a plastic art ability for. If you see sulphur females, sulphur for women, there are specific rubrics like witty woman, mannish woman, housekeeping woman unable to do housekeeping. So they have that wittiness. Okay, they are mannish women. So nowadays, or even earlier there used to be, but now this kind of sulphur womanhood is increasing. Let me tell you that, because these females, they are coming up with their potential. They are not able to do housekeeping as refined as are able to work in their careers. Okay, so those women who are witty, you know, witty is what. So this is like if you see humorous shows like comedy shows, so you see more males taking part in it rather than females. But even those males, you know, nowadays I see this episode of One Mic Stand. So what they are doing, you know, even to come on the show and make things humorous and make people laugh, it's the most difficult task, and people are practicing. Those people who are from different professions, they want to do that one mic stand thing. So they are training a lot. Why they have to get trained? A witty person doesn't need to train. He can just make people laugh with anything and everything. So like Kapil Sharma is there, and there are many people who, so sulphur people, their mind is such, you know, they can connect various things and make things. So witty is also requiring lot of intelligence. It has to be in a proper way so that the person doesn't get hurt, and at the same time he can laugh about it. So witty is a very clever remark. It is coming from intelligence and at the same time it seems funny. So sulphur woman has that has got that kind of thinking ability. Okay, so then pompous is there, then there is one rubric, naive but very intelligent. So how do they do this balancing, you know, of being naive at the same time and intelligent also? So how is the balance of these two components? So as we know that they are egoistic, okay, people cannot just call them by name, or they can so they have reverence for others, okay, they show that respect, the deepest gratitude for people around them, and they will talk to you very nicely, you will not get hurt. Doctor, may I come? Doctor, what time I have to come? So that kind of reverence, even if there are students in your clinic, they will be bowing down to them also, they will bow down to every little person, they will show that respect, even to the receptionist in the cabin, in the waiting area, they will talk to them in with due respect, that he is doing a respectable job, you know. So this is how they talk. But at the same time, and the person will feel that, oh, this person is such a simple person, he is a nice person, but at the same time he has got that intellect. You cannot just tell him anything and he will abide by it. No, he will use his intelligence in doing whatever is told. He will, so his approach will be naive, but his actions will be mediated by his intellect, will be guided by what he should do, how he should do, he will think before doing it. Although he seems so, this balancing act is something which differentiates sulphur from veratrum or from platina, who do not know the foundations of their ego, where to carry, how much to carry. Sulphur has got an ego, but it is not to the extent that he will show it everywhere and anywhere, and no matter what, I am only right, and you know, so because mechanical thinking is there, because that kind of intelligence is there, where he knows where, if he is wrong, he will submit to it, if he is right, he will admit to it. So this is how sulphur will balance things out. Then you know, one nice aspect of sulphur could be, if we have seen lot of Govinda movies, you know, Govinda is a very good Bollywood actor, and if you have not seen, then you should see his movies, because the personalities which he portrays in those movies, they are very much like sulphur, you know. Although he will show off and he will wear those goggles, those colorful shirts and pants, and but then at the same time people like the way he does it, and the values to which he adheres in the movies, the way he takes care of his family members, of his loved ones. So this is how people like the way Govinda portrays a character. He has got those mannerisms, you know. Sulphur has got those negative rubrics also, like, you know, liar, libertinism, then perfidious, then charlatan, then unreliable in his promises, foolish pride and happiness. So sulphur is, you know, pride is what, you know, when we feel pride about something, I felt a very good sense of pride when when my daughter came first in the 100-meter race in school. So pride is what, you know, when we feel good about someone else's accomplishments. So sulphur feels that pride not only about himself, but also people around him, people associated with him, to which he belongs in a group. So why it is called foolish pride and happiness? Because any which ways also he appears as if he is very happy in life, very cheerful on waking, children in, and the dream runs across his mind even after he is awake. That comic dream is going on. This is a rubric, single sulphur. So this is how sulphur people are. Even so, it differentiates here from Lyco child. Lyco child will be very cranky on waking, kicking, okay, but sulphur child, the morning is with a pleasant smile over face. So even though with all the negative aspects like manipulative and usurer, so with all these things also, why he is doing, so there are if you have to live in the world, you have to be practical enough, you have to know the tactics of dealing with people. So this is the hypocrisy of Sulphur. So he deals with people very effectively, and people love him, even negative type people, positive type people, everyone love him, and this is how he carries himself. So if you have seen the movie Raja Babu, or you have to see Govinda movies to understand a typical Sulphur first shade, the first stage of Sulphur, how they are, even with the wealth, ego and everything, how they keep people happy around them, and they are also very happy. They don't let go of their identities at the same time, how wittily they make people attract towards themselves, and they get their work done also, talking business off. So business is very essential component of Sulphur. They will see how I can make my ways and how I can get benefited. So bargaining and everything is there, it's a all round person. So we will do more on Sulphur in the next video. Thank you. Like, comment and subscribe please.